first open SketchUp, you'll see a welcome screen like the one you see here on my screen. If you don't have a welcome screen, don't worry. I'll catch up to you in just a moment. If you do have a welcome screen, it will either look identical to mine or something similar. It depends on which version of SketchUp you're using. We're essentially being asked to start a new file using a template. We'll talk all about templates in just a moment, but go ahead and click on the simple one here on the left. Now, if you had a different welcome screen, go ahead and click on any template. It really doesn't matter. We're all going to catch up to the same part in just a moment. Okay, you've got SketchUp open. You might have something a little different looking than what I have on my screen, but don't worry, we're going to get on the same page now. So before we jump into learning SketchUp, let's make sure that we have the same things on our screen. First of all, up at the top, we have our top menu. We'll be accessing this in just a moment. We have a toolbar across the top. Then we have our drawing window, and then we have a little bit of stuff across the bottom. So the first thing I want to talk about is how to get our drawing window to look the same as one another. So without knowing too much about it, we chose a template when we first started in that welcome window. Again, if you didn't choose one, don't worry about it. SketchUp gave you one by default. But we want to be intentional about the template we're using. So let's go ahead and switch the template that we're going to use, and this will be the template we'll use for all lessons in all of our courses. Up at the top under the SketchUp menu, go ahead and click on it, and find the option for Preferences. Click on Preferences to open the SketchUp Preferences window. Over on the left-hand side, towards the bottom, there's something that says Template. Go ahead and pick the Template option, and you'll notice that we have some of the same options we saw in the welcome screen. Now if you scroll down, you'll find something that says Plan View, and your units will say inches. Now don't worry, if you use metric units, there will be some options for you later, but I recommend that you start in inches so that you can follow along with our lessons more easily, and then I'll show you how to switch to metric units so you can work on your specific projects. So for right now, we'll pick Plan View. Just click on it with your mouse. And then there's nothing left to do. You just go ahead and close down the SketchUp Preferences window. Now nothing changes in this drawing window area, and that's because templates only affect new files. They don't do anything to the file you're in. So we need to close the file we're in first. Let's go ahead and go up to the top left where you see this red circle X icon. Go ahead and click on it to close the file that you're in. Then go up to your top menu and pick File, New. Your new file will open up using the new template. So let's talk about what this template is. First of all the colors are turned off, so we have just a white background. We're also looking in a top-down view, so if you look in the upper left-hand corner of your drawing window, it says top here for me. It's very small, but the idea here is that rather than starting our 3D file looking from a perspective 3D view, that's what we were doing in the other template, we're going to start by looking in a top-down or a plan view. Now it'll almost feel like we're in 2D when we first get started with our lessons, but just so you know, we're always in a three-dimensional environment. We're just looking down from the top. So now this is how all of our files will open as long as we're using this template. And the last piece, of course, is that we're using feet and inches. Okay, so our drawing window looks the same. Now, I noticed that my whole entire drawing window plus the top toolbar, this SketchUp window, it opened up, but it's not quite full screen. So this may have happened to you as well. If not, if it's filling your screen, great. But if it isn't, you might want this to fill your entire screen going forward. So what I recommend you do is click somewhere along the top gray bar, click and hold down and drag till you get your top left corner of your window up there at the top left corner. Then move your cursor down to the bottom right corner till you get this little kind of resizer arrows. Click and hold down and drag till you resize that all the way to the bottom corner there. Now this is great. This now changes the drawing window to fill my entire computer screen, but I need this to happen every time I open a file. So what I want you to do is go up to your SketchUp menu option, go ahead and click SketchUp, and then click Preferences, just like we did earlier. In your SketchUp Preferences window, we were in Template on the left-hand side. Go ahead and click on Workspace on the bottom left there. And then there's a button for Save Current Window Size. Go ahead and click on that. That now will save that window size for every time you open your file. Go ahead and close down the SketchUp Preferences window. Okay, great. So now we have our drawing window filling our screen, looking roughly the same. Let's talk about a tool palette that we don't have turned on here. Let's go up to the View menu. So click the View menu, hover over Tool Palettes, and then in the Tool Palettes flyout, I want you to click on Large Toolset. This will turn on the large toolset. So you notice you can click and drag it around your screen. I like to place mine over to the left, so I'm going to click and drag it over to the left side of the screen. So this large tool palette will have all of the tools that we're going to use throughout these lessons. But you'll notice across your top toolbar that you have some duplication. So you have some icons that look the same in the top as you do over here in the large tool set. So I want to get rid of all of the stuff on the top toolbar and replace it with a few new functions that we can use there. No sense in having the tools in two different places. So let's go ahead and customize this toolbar. Move your cursor over the gray area where there are no tools and right-click. That will give you a context menu here, and I want you to hover over Customize Toolbar and click once on that. You'll see that a drawer of tools opens up. So what we want to do is get rid of everything that's on this toolbar and replace it with a few other things from this drawer full of tools. To get rid of what's already up there, click and hold down on one of the icons, drag it off, and let go. And it'll give a little explosion kind of thing. You're not deleting the tool forever, you're just removing it from the toolbar for now. So unfortunately, we just have to do it one at a time. There's no way to do them all in one big batch. So go ahead and do that now. Remember, just click, drag, and let go. Once you have an empty toolbar across the top, we want to replace the tools we got rid of with some other things that we'll need. So first, up here at the top, there's something called Standard Views. Click and drag those house icons up to the top there. Then there's something called Styles, a bunch of boxes here. Click and drag those up. And then we have an undo and a redo arrow. Click and drag that up, and then let go of your mouse. And you'll notice that those are all placed across the top. Now you can come back anytime to customize your toolbar, but I recommend you at least start with the exact same tools in the way that I have them on my screen, so it makes it easier to follow along. Now with all of that done, in the bottom right hand corner of your window here, there is a blue Done button. Go ahead and click on that. And you finish customizing the top toolbar. Okay, so now we have our top toolbar customized, we have our large tool set turned on the side, and we're all using the same template. So we're all ready to jump into the next video.